Leadership expert Professor Mazwe Majola joins us via video link to look at the recent development pertaining to the Speaker of Parliament, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. Prof, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here on the SABC at this hour.
Good afternoon, Lizelle, and good afternoon to SABC viewers. Thank you.
Let's look at the issue at hand then after that. Although these allegations, of course, are of a previous portfolio, what image from your vantage point do these allegations set for the National Assembly as an organ of state, sorry?
Well, of course, we must recognize that there are still allegations, and they're still yet to be tested. She's not yet charged, not convicted, but yes, there's been some. Her house was raided, which is a very, very serious thing for a person who's holding such a highest position. So I think really for the speaker. She should come to terms with that and say, look, because of what I'm going through now, it's not an admission of guilt. I'm innocent, as she has been saying. However, in respect or respecting the office that I'm occupying, I would like to step aside for now so that I can give the investigation a chance to continue. I think it's good as a leader to do that. You don't have to be pushed. You've got to. You don't say you are admitting any wrong, but you are just saying because of this institution that it's noble and honorable, and you're a speaker, you can't be holding that position while we are still investigated.
Prof, thank you for those opening remarks, and thank you for also touching on my second point, just in relation to stepping aside, which we've obviously heard from calls from the opposition, and whether it is an admission of guilt, as that investigation obviously is underway. So thank you for touching on that, because as we're also trying to spotlight on the portfolio of defence, which is an important one in South Africa, it's protecting its sovereignty, state security. Allegation of this nature of corruption could be detrimental at this point, given what has transpired, also some of the socio-economic dynamics. What is your take on that aspect?
Well, she has been having this cloud over her for quite some times now. You remember when she was moved from the Minister or Department of Defense. It was again regarding all these allegations. And then the ANC redeployed her and moved her. You know, they thought they are solving the problem by moving someone from one office to another, but by not dealing with the root of the problem. And now this thing is following her, because we always say that a reputation of a leader or of any person is like a shadow. It will follow you wherever you go. You cannot ignore it. You cannot reject it. You cannot run away from it. You cannot hide from it. You know. So that was a mistake from the ANC when in the first place, when they moved her from the Department of Defense, and then they give her the speaker position. And now these allegations are resurfacing. And then again, we are yet to see how the ANC is going to act on this issue, because unfortunately the ANC is going to elections on the 29th of May. So they've got to show the public and the people of South Africa that they really mean business when it comes to corruption and malfeasance.
And so, speaking about the ANC's reaction and also just reputation management at large in an election year, from your vantage point, which you've just alluded to now, I mean, could these allegations have an impact on the credibility of Parliament in dealing with corruption cases? In the instances, in terms of how they decided on the Phala matter, I'm also asking this just because Parliament, in its existence, aims to uphold principles of accountability and freedom of speech, openness as well, as safeguarded by the Bill of Rights.
Well, as a speaker, she presided over all these cases that, as we are saying, Phala, and the impeachment of Hlope, of Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, the removing of the EFF members, all those things. So now that she's faced with this thing, you've in that office, you've got to be beyond reproach. Your integrity and your credibility must be of higher standard. So that's why I'm saying, can you imagine a person who has been doing all these things, and now they will be pointing fingers at her? That is why, just to avoid all these things, it will be commendable and desirable for her just to step aside, or for the ANC to say, look, we are now we are in an electioneering season, which is a very, very serious time, and then we don't want to lose any votes. We want to show people that we want to come back in the next administration, and when we come back, we'll deal with corruption, we'll deal with malfeasance, and this must be done in word and deed. It must not just be rhetoric. They must show it in sincerity that they mean business about this. So if they don't do anything, remember that the ANC is the one that recalls people. Mapisa-Nqakula, she's there because she's an ANC deployee. So it's the ANC who can recall her and say, look, for now, we would like you to step down or step aside while you are busy dealing with these allegations.